All right, so when last we met with the Ghost Stamp crew, we got introduced to all of the different scoundrels that make up the Ghost Stamp crew of shadows, the heist masters of Doskvol, or so they would have you believe. You all met with Fitz, your faithful contact in the criminal underground, who has tasked you all with stealing a specific item from the Museum of the Ancients, which is a business in Charter Hall that has a lot of rare artifacts. One such artifact has been put forward as something for you to steal, lot number 423. You each, in your own time, have scoped out the building, checked the security, reached out to contacts to get more information about this establishment, this institution of history and culture, to find out any information you can about it, public records, maps, the dossier that Fitz gave you, all of these things. And, two of the crew did somehow manage to get into a fight and attract blue coat attention mere days before you planned to commit this heist, because you have been put under the impression that this item may get moved to a more secure place or another museum or up to be on display, which would be even more difficult to steal from this location. And so you understand that the clock is ticking, so to speak. One note is both Anemone, and Shrew, our lurk and our cutter and our lurk, respectively, found someone while they were casing the museum, and because that individual happened to be looking in their direction, they decided to kill that man. That was a decision that was made by the hashtag Team No Impulse. Hashtag Team No Impulse. If you are watching this live after we record this, hashtag Team No Impulse in chat. So you did find a very scarred, older, middle-aged man, lots of features hidden. You dispatched this individual who had a gun and said you don't want the smoke, but you did anyway, alerting the bluecoats and resulting in a chase. Now, as an aside, I, as a GM who is relatively new to GMing Forged in the Dark, though I have played many Forged in the Dark games, made an oopsie last session. That fight didn't need to be a score. Fighting does not mean that you have to have a score in Blades in the Dark. It was fun. It was cinematic. You can make it a score, but you super don't have to. Something I've learned between recording last episode and this one. So we'll remember that for the future. There are, however, though it was not a score, there are consequences to the actions that occurred last session. As a result, if you take a look at the crew sheet for Ghost Stamp, the Shadow crew sheet, you now have 1 point of heat. Typically, the standard amount of heat that you would receive for actions such as what you have done would cause a minimum of 2 heat, and additionally more considering violence was involved, and you would get even more heat if killing was involved. So technically, because you weren't seen by the bluecoats, and, well, at this point in time, you're not super sure whether or not that body was found. You don't know. You haven't been back to the scene of the crime yet. But what I can tell you all is that as a result of this amount of heat on the street, it is something you can spend time during downtime to get rid of. If you max out the heat meter, you get a level of being wanted in Doskvol, which can result in escalating issues for your crew and difficulties for your crew, up to and leading right on into your base getting broken into by the blue coats if you let it get high enough. So this is something you will need to manage throughout the story here. So something you are aware of in the days leading up to your heist is that there are increased blue coat patrols in the area of the museum, and that will remain until the heat goes down. And I am now going to roll a fortune roll to determine how severe it is. So 1 for pure luck. 2, because the fight was loud and attracted blue coat attention. It involved a gunshot. It wasn't just yelling. So we'll go right back down and roll 1 die. That's 4. So that means that is a mixed result. That means that there's more blue coat activity than you would like. If I rolled lower, there would be less. So fortune roll is 4. More blue coats. Rather than like 1 or 2 patrols being on the block, there's 4. It would be even worse if we rolled worse. So there's that. Okay, so now that that is settled, we move into the planning phase. Which is to say, there's really no planning in Blades in the Dark. You get together, you choose your target, which you know is the museum. You know it is the artifact that is in this museum. And unless there is anything that anyone would like to take care of before we move into the next phase of play, I'll pause here and see if anybody would like to do any last things within replay.
Ilya just does this. That's it. He doesn't shake anyone. He makes the shaking motion upon learning of what No Impulse crew has done.
That's actually a really good question. True. Anemone is nowhere to be found. You escaped, you got back to the hideout, and then Anemone went out and has not come back. Did you tell the crew, actually, what happened?
I think Shrew would have been like, problem solved when they came back.
What? What problem? What problem?
Oh, the detective.
Okay, how?
Oh, we killed him.
Okay. Quietly.
We didn't get caught.
Okay. I go sit down.
Yeah, Nem spotted him like spying on us. So we figured, hey, might as well take him out right now. That way he's not spying on us for the job.
Right, so we should all be on the lookout for any additional spies observing our movements during the job.
Yeah, because I killed him. That's how
If
that
they
works,
sent
right?
one, if they sent one, they could send another, unless that was the person following you. Do you know who's following you?
I have his hat and his gun.
So
You
this
mean
will take time. We don't have.
Rosie is
Okay,
the person
maybe-
sending people to follow me.
Okay, maybe, but you're sure. You're very sure that this was the person.
Yeah. Shrew is very
I can talk to Ghost. Maybe we can check it out later, and it's fine. It's okay. This is
We don't have time to deal with this problem. Mallet's just.
By the time
go.
the job's done, that, Rosie will notice that he's gone missing, but not until after the job's done. I'm sure that she has enough money to send more guys after me, but until then, I think we're clear as long as we do this fast.
There is a potential that because of where this happened, they may up security. So.
Why would they do that? People die all the time. You're telling me the blue coats are gonna increase people because somebody
Yes.
died? That's so
That's
stupid.
their job, unfortunately.
They're bad
You
at their
age me.
jobs.
How
I've
rich was
aged
this
10
person you
years.
killed?
I'm
How rich
sorry.
looking?
How rich was he?
Yeah, how rich looking was he?
Nah, he wasn't looking at all. Look at this hat. And I have the
Who
hat
looks
that
at
I stole. And does it look like a rich hat, Mandy?
You took the hat from this person?
Yeah, I took his hat and I took his gun after I killed him, Mandy. It was fully I slit his throat when he fell. I grabbed the hat
yeah.
as he fell and took his gun.
Yeah, the hat that you have has a little blood stain on one corner. It's beat up. The fabric is thick. It was and is good quality, but it is well worn, as if having been worn by somebody for a very long period of time over many years. This was clearly the favorite hat of this individual, and smells faintly, well, it smells like him also. It's definitely something that he wore probably every day.
Yeah, this guy was poor. Look at this. He's worn it forever. Took good care of it.
The
Rich
gun is
person-
also very
people
worn
don't-
as well and very used.
Yeah, rich people get new shit. This guy, whatever.
Would it be possible to make some sort of occult roll for this? Because I know that sometimes you can read the what is it? Psychorenaissance? I don't know. I can't remember how to say the word. But
Resonance.
sometimes they leave imprints
Yeah,
on
a
items.
psychic imprint, yeah. Imprint, yes. Sure. What would you... So you're wanting to... This is sounding like you are wanting to attune to
Yeah.
the item? Okay.
Yes.
What are you doing to do that?
I go, Shrew, please give me the poor man's hat.
Here you go.
I take it, I hold it with both hands, and I stare at it, I study it, and Anusha will kind of re-enter the scene as a different type of cat. She was like a Devon Rex last time. I think she's one of those chubby, short-haired cats now. The ones where their face is pushed into their nose is pushed further into their faces. That type of cat.
The Scottish something... I know what you're talking about.
Fold,
yeah.
Scottish fold.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Fucking Esper, the Pokemon, that one. And with her, I can kind of attune quicker, faster, better, because she kind of works like a guide for me, as a ghost key. And so with that, we're kind of able to hyper focus on said psychic imprints. I can maybe see all the times he's held the hat. Maybe he keeps it a specific way, and so the grease from his fingers would have left a literal imprint, and that is what I can zero in on. Or it's the blood, because the blood is, was once attached to the body, and that's important in rituals.
So
Lots of things.
Yeah, so my question is, before you roll, what kind of information are you trying to get out of this item? What are you hoping to glean?
I think it only makes sense to glean for intention, especially if I'm looking for perhaps a recent intention. I'm not looking for this guy's entire life. I'm looking for what did he do last when he was able to wear it last.
So you want to know what happened when this hat was taken from him? Or around the time?
Why did he last put on this hat? Was his, you wear a coat because you're going out, and maybe because it's going to be cold and stuff, but you're not going to wear a regular coat if you have a fancy dinner to go to. That's the intention. This is this guy's favorite hat. Okay, cool. Why is he wearing his favorite hat to go stalk two people?
Okay.
Like that.
Roll me a tune.
This game is very good for me to bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the perfect musical sting for Roll Me a Tune.
It's 5.
It's 5?
Mm-hmm.
So 5 is still mixed success. When you have Anusha come out, I expect, do you wear Anusha as like a key around your neck and she appears when needed? Is that how that works for you?
I think Anusha is actually attached to my earrings, my jumka, so it's sort of like I can just move
just turns
it
into a key when you need her to be. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Perfect. So,
and you guys would have seen Anusha before. I don't hide her per se.
I would say she definitely gets up on your shoulder, and as you pull out this hat, you hold it up and you concentrate, but you can feel Anusha like poking it with her nose, like she's sniffing it like a cat would. And you fall into this trance-like state. Where you see flashes. You see this man putting on the hat, putting the holster. He's got a 2-gun holster over his shoulders, one on the hip. There's a dagger on the back of his belt that he can pull from behind him. He has all manner of accoutrement that clearly show that this is a bounty hunter of some kind. This man is armed to the teeth. He's not carrying around a notepad. He's not a private investigator. He puts on his jacket, he puts on his hat, he goes up onto the rooftops, and he is searching for something. What? You are not quite sure. Maybe with a success, you would have been able to push it over the edge, but he is searching. And the intention is not a kind one. It's not neutral. It's not a sense of justice. It is not a sense of wanting information. It is a sense of looking for something so specific. A man with a mission. A man who knows what he must do, and he will achieve it at any cost. Something you do get because you are on the higher end of mixed success, and I believe in a scale. There is something not entirely mundane about this man. There is something strange about him. Something that doesn't quite sit right. Something that doesn't completely add up. By looking at him in these visions, these flashes of images, this man he looks human. There's nothing strange about him. But the way he moves and the things he knows, though they are noble to you, are enough to know that this man is no ordinary man. And you see flashes of the fight. You see him spotting Shrew and Anemone. You see him watching the Bluecoats. You see as he prepares for your companions to climb up to his location, ready to fight, ready to die, ready to kill, ready to bleed, ready to alert the Bluecoats if necessary. And you watch the fight in bits and pieces, flashes. Him standing off, holding the gun up at Nem. Him turning his head to see Shrew sneaking up behind him. The savage attack by Shrew. The gun falling as he falls and going off. The shouts of the Bluecoats echo in your ears. You see bits and pieces of this interaction as if you were there, as if you were him. And when he falls down to the ground, that's when the vision ends.
I think when the vision ends, Anusha, like a cat trying to get the attention, is smacking my face, kind of in a sense where perhaps if I couldn't pull myself out, I would go deeper into the ghost field, or at least my mind specifically would. Me physically, no, which is not great. And I blink back color into my eyes, and I go, okay. He was a bounty hunter. And he was clearly looking for someone. My only issue is I cannot confirm if it was you.
Oh.
Also, he was not human.
Oh, that's really good that I killed him really fast then. Because it was only me and Nem. You know, if I had gone down and Nem had gone down, you guys could have been up Schitt's Creek.
I just hope that he actually died.
Well,
Fair.
did
He
you
didn't
finish
stick
the
around.
job? You didn't stick around.
I tore his throat open.
But certain things can survive, yes?
Yeah, I mean, he looked human to me. This is news to me that he's not human.
Understood. This was supposed to be recon, just a reminder.
Yeah, I mean, we got the perfect recon. There's a perfect place to go up. I'm thinking it's an old ladder, but there's a ladder across back. There's very few security around the museum. And, you know, I've got my way. It'll be an easy job when we're there. The leaving will be the hard part.
The most important part.
I've been thinking on that. We might just want to misdirect our exit rather than trying to leave quietly. Look over
My
here.
favorite lady.
Over there.
Misdirect.
I like this demeanor.
Mm-hmm. I know that one really well.
I'm sorry,
Said that
Dinah,
about
keep
mute
going.
'cause I'm screaming.
Oh, I didn't have anything else. I got plans. I'm gonna execute them.
Yeah, Dinah, you're so good at it. Can't wait. I hope it goes boom!
That is the plan, little buddy. Kind of glances out.
When you say little buddy, like Shrew will like close in on themselves and shrink so that
Almost
they
to
can
down to dynamite.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Little buddy.
I love that. All right, so we will move on. We will move forward then. Out of free play and into the engagement role. And I am going to properly do this time.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do we do the detail part before the engagement roll, or is that after? Like, is that part of what we get?
So when you say the details, looking for...
I want to figure out how to give us advantage, friends.
Gotcha. That is something that we determine. Okay, I see what you're getting at here. The engagement roll happens first, so that's why it's its own stage in the map of when things happen. You will learn that at the score. To give yourself advantages and things of that nature, that will be part of the actions that you take. The engagement roll, once the players choose a plan and provide the details, so your plan... well, you've already been kind of given your plan. The plan is to trespass unseen and steal something. That is the intended...
choose a detail. Choose a detail is the part that I am missing from this. Like, is that supposed to come before or after the engagement roll?
Oh, okay. So you've gotten some of that during gather information, because there was information gathering during free play. Yes, that's why gather information is part of free play. And you will also get more detail after I do the engagement roll. So the engagement roll works like this. The major advantages and disadvantages determine what pool I am rolling for the engagement roll, which increases your chances of a good position. So you start with 1 for sheer luck. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? I would say yes, plus 1d, because there are increased patrols, and also this is a very public place in a well-lit area of the city. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're the weakest? We're not actually, like, fighting, so that would not count. Can any
I
of
just
your
want to
friends...
say, I think knowing where, like, what the patrol is, that there's, like, not, you said for stealth, right? So the detail is, like, the point of infiltration.
Mhm.
We, like, because of the recon, we know that, like, the vulnerability of it is, like, the patrols that they have, and that there's, like, it's pretty easy to break in the back, and also to get up to the roof.
Yeah, okay.
Is
So
what I would say.
we'll add a D for that. We're up to 3. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight in this operation? That already occurred during free play, so that's technically 1 more D. Okay, and now, are there any other elements you want to consider? Lower tier target would give you a plus 1D. So you get plus 1D each for major advantages and minus D for any major disadvantages. So disadvantages are sometimes things that you can see, sometimes things that you can't.
So does that mean that sometimes, like, you might roll the engagement roll with the minus and we don't know about it because it's related to the score? Or
I will tell you how many D I'm rolling when I roll them, but I may not necessarily disclose to you what the details are of things being removed, because they may be things happening in the background that your characters have not discovered yet. In this case, because you have increased heat, so for the same reason why you would get plus 1D because you know about the blue coats, you also get minus 1D because of the blue coats, so that's down to 3. Yeah, so I would say 3D is more than fair, and we will now determine your position.
Awesome. Thank you for going through that all.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna roll. Okay. The highest dice number I got was a 5. So, a mixed result. You are in a risky position, which is standard. It sounds bad, but it's normal. This is the regular,
It seems fair.
schmegular level of risk. Yeah. Risk is involved with every aspect of this unless you get a critical. Well, there's still risk when you get a critical, but it's much less. So you are at the standard level of risk. So that would be risky, and I will say risky, and everyone choose the size of your load, and yes, you must declare it. You have to tell me what it is.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a mechanical impact on
Yes.
having a lighter load?
Yeah, of course. So
Baby's first
we're
load.
learning- It really is, yes. Yes. Okay, so it's on page 57, which is in the character creation summary. I think that's in the cheat sheets if you need something quick to look at. Yeah. Light load, you're faster, less conspicuous, you blend in with citizens. Normal load, you look like a scoundrel ready for trouble. Load of 6 is heavy, you're slower, you look like an operative on a mission. And 7 to 9 load means you are encumbered, you're overburdened and can't do anything except move very slowly. This would apply if you are carrying extremely heavy equipment or you obtain something that is very heavy and you don't have a specific means to move it. That is when you would be encumbered. It is not, I don't believe it is on the sheet. I don't know how you would make that appear on the sheet, but we would track that narratively. So yeah, you're doing normal then for Dinah?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just had a question about the Shadows crew upgrade we have of
Mhm.
beep rigging. What
Yes.
constitutes a tool or gear?
It is very, very general on purpose. It is whatever you make it. Within
Okay,
reason,
great. So I will
per
cross that
definition.
bridge when I come to it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We'll go to Glimmer next. What is the size of your load?
I'm going light.
Okay. Mr. Malefic, what is the size of your load? I bet Tiger knows.
I am because this is a thing and a score that is happening at objectively night. Objectively we're sneaking in, and objectively we should not be seen. I'm going with normal.
Okay, normal. And then Shrew, what is your load size?
When Nem doesn't show up for the job, Shrew goes normal instead of light.
Okay.
To protect their interests.
Awesome. So, you all have decided the amount of equipment that you will have on you. It seems that most of you are just normal and light, which makes complete sense. You have a risky position going in. All right. You arrive on the scene, because remember, we don't sit around a table and plan. We jump right into media res. You can start wherever you'd like to be positioned in and around the museum. You can be on the roof, you can be in the back alleyways, you could be across the street, wherever you would like to be positioned, you can decide that. But one thing you do notice, correct, there are more blue coats. So there will be, it hasn't started yet, but there is potential for a clock of alerting the local blue coats as a result of the increased patrols. You do notice that the streets seem a little more well lit than they did the other day in this specific area, because this is where the gunshot happened. However, the security at the museum itself seems to be roughly the same from the outside. So that is what you can see from the outside before heading into the building. I am going to go around to some of you, and based on who is likely to act first or get in first, so I'm going to start with Shrew. Shrew, as you approach the target, this location, the museum, where would you like to approach from, or are you already in the building? Like, are you immediately going inside? Is my question.
I think that Shrew would definitely immediately, like, as soon as the shift starts changing and there's that moment where they're like walking around, Shrew will slip inside the building from the back.
Okay, perfect. So are you using the ladder up on the roof, or are you going in through the back door?
I think Shrew wants to try and like get through this as fast as possible, potentially clear the way for people. So I think going directly in through the back.
Yep. Just as a reminder for everyone, because it's been a week, the methods of ingress and egress that you have discovered are the front door, the back door, and there is a hatch on the roof. That leads into some kind of service crawl type space, but you don't know about much beyond that. So those are the options of what you know already exists that you don't have to make, like holes in the walls or whatever.
Okay, but now that you said that there's a service crawl, though.
Yes.
I do love the idea of Shrew like creeping through vents. Actually,
oh my god, yeah, you can. Vents are less a thing because central air is not a thing.
Oh, that's fair.
But there is like, it's an old building. You might be able to find some other way into the main area. There might be some secrets in there. You don't know, so you can go in through the crawl space.
Oh yeah, I won't do the hatch. Actually, okay. Yeah. So yeah, sorry.
Shrew. You all watch as Shrew, like Spider-Man style, crawls into the little trapdoor on the rooftop. What are the rest of you doing? I think we'll go to Mr. Malefic next.
So I was told the back door is probably the best way to go through. And I can only assume that based off of patrols, they're going to be going around anyways. And so I would actually like to defer to Dinah, because Dinah wants to cause a commotion. And so I will look to Dinah and ask, so where do you want the commotion? Because I want to be on the opposite end of the commotion.
Remember that time that they repaired a wall that got blown out? What if that happened again and it was maybe blamed on poor craftsmanship?
You are the smartest person here. I like that.
I try. So I was thinking roof exit to stay far away from that side of the building.
Okay, so that's the route that you're suggesting?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would say as a response, Dinah would say, I want to go in and look at that shitty wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I think knowing that going in through the back would make the most sense. Just because the way I think about it is it's in the safest, in the quickest. Dinah has time to look at that shitty wall.
Alrighty, and so you're going in the back door. How unusual for you. And what is Glimmer? What is Glimmer doing?
I've been very stuck on it because I feel like she's like the most likely to be able to go in through the front door. Cause fuck it.
Happy Pride,
to be honest. So I'm wondering, okay, and I'm sorry, this is like decision making on my side. I'm wondering if it should be back door and then hee haha, I think I got lost in the back looking for shit. Or it's, like, and then that way is like I'm looking that way, or going through the front and then sneaking my way through to more information.
So
I think I'm gonna go
For further
Uh-huh.
context, just as a reminder, the museum is closed for the evening.
Yeah.
You could try to, front door. Oh, I'm just a girl. I'm lost. I need, if you wanted to, if you wanted to do
Please give me a
something.
private tour. Haha.
Can you give me a private tour? I'm super famous and important.
Genuinely, then I think the back is gonna have to be it this time.
Okay. Alrighty, so you will go through the back door, Glimmer, and Malefic through the back. Alrighty,
It's the first time for both of us.
Yeah, it's
The good old hands.
it's the first time for everybody,
Shrew is securing our exit strategy.
Right.
Excellent. So now that I know where each of you are going in, does anybody here's where things get a little more freeform because there's no turns, right? We're just going on who we think is acting the fastest. So I'll ask who would like to go first.
I mean, I think Shrew would be like very active in like I need to, knowing that we're gonna try and come out the top,
Sure.
like securing an exit.
Okay.
Because Dinah is cool and
Yeah.
Mr. Malefic is lame.
Oh my God.
He's not. I love you.
I was like, oh, wait, I do all.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Shots fired in the Ghost Town crew already, and we're only in episode 2. So I love this so much.
I aged him 10 years. He's only gonna get more decrepit.
Anyway,
The twink that won't quit.
gonna turn Malefic into a hag, huh? Okay, so Shrew, you go in through the trap-like door hatch on the roof to go into the crawl space. It is dank in here. It stinks. Something could have died up here. You're not totally sure. It's dusty. There's cobwebs. It's a little hard to see. But as you move around through this area, because I'm not going to go into grand descriptions of how gross it is in here. You are in your element regardless. I know this to be true, because you love to play a gross little guy, and so do I. So you are moving through this crawl space, like, I can't remember the name of the thing, but it's like the thing that crawls like really weird. I can't think of it, but you're crawling around in the crawl space, and there are some things that you see. There are sections of this crawl space that seem to align with different rooms, and you do find that there are other hatches that lead into the area below. However, they're service hatches. So there is one in the storeroom, there is one in the security room, and there is one right over the entrance to the museum.
Yeah, definitely just gonna plop down into the storeroom.
Sure. And also it's wood up here. So there's like wooden, like wooden
Crossbeams?
slats. Yeah, like crossbeams and things like that. It's all wood up here. So wherever there's like old gaps in the wood, you can peek through into places where there aren't doors. In various places, you can decide where. There's places where you can peek through. If you want to break the wood and make a ruckus and jump down, you can do that. Or you can go through one of the trapdoors, which you just described. So you want to go in the storage room?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So you open the hatch, you upside down Spider-Man style, peek around the room. Nobody's in here, so you drop down silently. Easy as pie for you. This room is full of metal, basically wrought metal shelving. There are crates and boxes, various types of supplies, and also things that seem to have been shipped here. Some are marked for different countries in the world. Some are marked for different cities in Akaros. Some are unmarked. So there's
Are they marked with pictures? Because otherwise I can't read.
Pictures, yeah. Most of it is text. Some of them are symbols, like seals of countries that you would recognize. I would say you would recognize those, even if you are
a
illiterate.
seal, yes.
Especially if you've spent much of your life being taught how to steal and what to steal, so you know what symbols to look for. Even though your benefactor didn't bother to teach you how to read. So yeah, I know. Terrible person. So that is what you see in this room at present. It is dimly lit in here, very dark. There is a single light in this room in the ceiling that is the basically electroplasm lights throughout this place that allow the items to be displayed properly and in good light. There is just one kind of dim bulb in this room.
Okay. So as soon as we're in here, definitely, I think, even though Shrew can't read, I think that Shrew would have, like, at least asked Dinah, or maybe, oh my god, Mari, I forgot your character's name.
Glimmer.
Would have asked Dinah or Glimmer what the shapes look like for like the item that we're looking at, so they could like memorize the shape, and look for the shape of those like letters or numbers, and just like put on their dark sight goggles and start like rushing around and looking for the thing that they're supposed to steal.
Yeah, so So I'll say this. You've seen images that have a variety of items in them. You know that you're looking for a specific number. And probably with some coaching, you know what to look for, even though you don't necessarily connect the dots of what it means until they tell you. This is 423. This is what you're looking for. So you're searching around. Let me take a peek. Does this count as a...
And did we establish that 423 was the box of the
It's the number of the
image? But I mean, like, we'd seen an image of some of the recent items that had come in. Had we discerned which one of those was corresponding, or it's one of the group?
So your understanding is there is a singular item in lot 423. And that if you find the lot with that label, you will find the item that you need. You know that it is a singular item, and that it is like a longer... I just hit my mic. You know
so
that
it is one of the items that Dinah took a sketch of from the newspaper photograph.
Yes, it's the long rectangular item with the shape at the end.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that I knew for sure what it looked like for an upcoming flashback.
Yes. So you do know what it looks like. So, for Shrew, how are you opening these crates? They are wooden crates, which means that they are nailed shut, most of them. Some of them are regular boxes with lids.
The boxes aren't marked with the number 423?
You search around. You don't see the number in this room.
I have to wait for them.
Yep, you don't see it in this room. I'm gonna go to Glimmer and Malefic while Shrew thinks about what they are going to do next. So, Mother and Father, what are the two of you doing? Mummy and Daddy.
I hold open the door for Glimmer because I'm a gentleman.
And she curtsies before walking in.
Love this.
I was never in the back end, correct? Because I went in through the front, and I'm assuming I left through the front.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you were there during the day, during normal business hours. Yes.
Yes. But would I recognize where I am entering from this back door?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's there is a little kind of buffer room between the outdoor space, like the loading. You're essentially like entering in through like the loading area. It's like a slightly wider door than what is typical. It can be opened up, 2 doors open to bring like crates in or large items in. You see that it's a very small kind of antechamber type room to keep the noise and hubbub from the main museum space. And as you enter in through, you can see through the door that is propped open into the main space where the guards are walking around. There are 3 of them. You have the impeccable timing of being between these different these guard rotation shifts, but you are keenly aware that you have a very small window to GTFO away from that back door before the next guy comes through here for his smoke break. So what are you doing? Are you moving or are you staying?
We moving, right? Like,
Oh, absolutely. I've
Yeah.
actually been part of like what I was like going to say for Glimmer was that she memorized their schedules and like breaks and stuff like that. At least like
Mhm.
trying to watch who goes where and everything. So she's very on the time. and everything
I was
here.
gonna say, you keep me on time. I just be like, not that way, that way. That's it.
Mhm.
Perfect.
I will say though, a part of my load is I never go on these missions without wearing the fine spirit mask. I don't want to be identified. But also on the rarest occasion, it's not that rare, that we have to deal with anything supernatural, I'm protected because I'm the one that can deal with it. So I'm wearing my mask, and my mask looks like gross. It's a half mask that covers up here and a little bit on the nose, but it's entirely made of finger bones, real finger bones that have been sealed onto the mask to make little shapes. Yeah, but it's entirely finger bones. You're like, phalange, you know?
Got it. So as the 2 of you move through this space, unfortunately, because there are guards present, I am going to ask for rolls of how you avoid detection. So, typically, that would be Prowl. If you can make an argument for a different skill, I'm willing to hear them.
Study, because Glimmer studied
Yes.
the rotation. I mean, study's better for me, so that's why.
Well, same. But I will also say, I wanted to double check on. You said it was well lit on the inside, yes?
Yes.
Or just on the outside? Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's pretty well lit.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I would say the study because of the schedules and everything, and knowing maybe the blind spots of like from their rotations as well.
Okay. So you are moving through a space. Study.
We are applying the knowledge that we gathered from these rotations.
Because you're not
study.
taking knowledge and acting with knowledge. Your studying is when you are looking at a thing. I would be willing to take finesse or prowl. I will take one of those.
I'm happy with finesse personally.
I can do either finesse or prowl. It's the exact same outcome.
Got it.
Yeah. So I will allow one or the other. For prowl, so prowl is for being unseen. Finesse is for subtle misdirection. I will allow finesse because you have studied the guard rotations. I'm leaning into what you're saying here, but study as the skill for the act of avoiding suspicion is not I don't normally like to say no, but it's a little hard to apply that to something else. So either finesse or prowl, you choose which, knowing the definitions of each, and let me know the results of your roll. Don't forget that you are in a risky position.
I'm gonna push myself for extra dice.
Okay. So you take 2 stress for that.
It's 2 6s.
Boxcars. Okay, you got a crit. Excellent. What did Glimmer get?
So I put the risky. Do I leave it at standard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the effect doesn't really apply as much.
Okay.
That
No
will
bonus.
matter when you're doing like combat or messing with the things. Okay. So you got a 4. That's good. It's a mixed
Mhm.
result. But your companion here got a crit. So I'm gonna factor that in as well. Using the knowledge that you have, you move through this space easily. You are moving to what room are you moving to, Mr. Malefic?
What? That's a good question.
Do you need to write down again?
Yes, I do actually, because a lot was said.
Yeah, for sure. So there is the main. Actually, let me backtrack. From the back door, there's a small antechamber room for receiving. It then leads into the large, mostly open space of the museum. It does have other like side rooms that these guards are patrolling through. That's what you're kind of relying on, is those walls. There is the welcome desk towards the entrance area. There is the security room, the storage room, the break room, and basically like where the artifacts are held that aren't out on the floor. It's like the holding room. And the storage room. I think I said that already. Did I say that twice? I'm sorry. Those are the rooms.
No, I think.
So yeah.
Well, I think that's where it would most, because I came here during the
processing.
day. I know that the thing is not out here,
Mhm,
so that
mhm.
means going into a storage room
Yep.
area or back room type area. That is probably where the thing's going to be held. So that's where I am headed.
So we'll say like the artifact processing room, the room that you couldn't go in before. I mean,
Yeah.
there were many such rooms, but that was like the one that you were interested in. Okay, so you go into the back room with a Glimmer. We're going to cut over to Dinah. Dinah, what are you doing while all of this is going on? You are aware, vaguely at least, of what is happening with everyone else right now.
So the idea was to look at that exterior wall with the intention of figuring out a good point to wreck it to imply collapse rather than sabotage.
Okay, so you're looking for a weak point, essentially, in the building so that you can do something to it without necessarily using explosions to make it look like structural integrity is just gone to shit.
Yes, because I know where the repair was done based off of comparing the blueprints and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say with your expertise, you are very well versed in demolition. You're very well versed in explosives, given your background as a ship engineer. I would say, I think study would be appropriate to examine. You're outside of the building looking for weaknesses in the structure. So yeah, I would say study is more than fair.
Okay,
That's
excellent.
something they won't show you on blueprints. You have to look at it yourself.
I'm gonna go for study.
Okay.
Can I choose to push myself?
Yeah, absolutely. You can choose to push yourself on any roll for whatever reason you want.
And that should be done before, right?
Yes, it should be done always
How do
before
I-
you roll, and it does cost you 2 stress. So you would mark 2 stress on your tracker when you push yourself.
I don't know how to make it do it in Roll20, but I will figure it out in a moment.
Sure.
So I've got risky position, standard effect. Oh, and then a bonus dice.
Yep.
Which would be 2, and I've taken my 2 stress. So I am going to now roll, and I got a 5.
So it would just be the 1. So we'll just knock off that last die there. Or wait, do you have 3 pips? Hold on.
No, I only have 2.
Okay, yeah.
So,
when you push yourself,
sorry,
you only get 1 extra D.
Got you.
Yeah.
So that last 5 does not
We'll just
exist,
knock
but
it off.
there was one before it.
Yeah,
so,
you're fine.
phew.
You're fine. Yeah, we'll just knock off that last one. No biggie at all. Yes, absolutely. So you do have a mixed success. That's what I like to call a good enough roll most of the time. So you are
Okay.
examining the wall. You do find a corner. It is the same. So what you know is a portion of the wall was repaired. A little further away from that repair section, you can see that there is a crack in kind of goes from the foundation up, not all the way up. It's a small crack, but it's enough that you think you could make it believable if you tried. But you do find that weakness, yes.
Okay. So Dinah's task here would be to attempt to set up something that she can detonate at the right moment to draw attention to this collapsed wall instead of where we are at that future time.
Okay, so you are setting
Should
up.
that be a separate? Yeah.
I'm gonna say not necessarily. So something that is emphasized pretty heavily in the book is that unless what you're doing is so intensely complex, me asking you to roll for the same scenario more than once is just so unnecessary. You did really well on discovering the weakness with your study roll. I would allow that to carry through as you're getting set up.
Okay, so I'll say that a vial and chemical agent with a detonator are kind of wedged into the crack area. They are made out of organic material in hopes they will be destroyed in the process of this wreck. And I think that's what Dinah would like to do before going inside to meet up with the others.
Absolutely. So you set up your detonating trap.
Instead of going inside, could it be to monitor the exterior ladder to kind of make that the meeting spot?
Yeah. So what you see is a wrought metal ladder that starts about maybe like a couple of feet up from the ground next to the back door and goes up to the roof. Are you going up onto the roof or are you staying on the ground?
I'll say, yeah, I'll go up onto the roof because that will give the opportunity to watch down and lay low.
Excellent.
Literally.
So you are up on the roof. This space, just as a visual of what you see when you are up here, now that several of you have seen up here, there is a little bit of a probably like knee or mid-thigh height, kind of like wall, like half wall, to keep anybody who might be working up on the roof from falling off, like you do on roofs. Other than that, it's pretty flat up here. There's really nothing to hide behind, no statues. This isn't a grand building with a big pointy roof or anything like that, like some of the other buildings here. It's very flat up here. It gives you a pretty decent view of what is happening around. What do you do while you are up here before we cut over to someone else?
Keep a watch out for the patrols in the area to get kind of a sense of the amount of activity currently happening.
Sure. This is one instance where I will ask you for another roll.
Sure.
Typically, when we do the rolls, you would say, I want to do a survey to look for this, that, and the other. If you wanted to roll, I'm going to ask you for a survey roll while you are up here.
That seems fair.
No
and
stakes,
it should be
none of that. Yeah.
Great. 4.
A 4. You
Mixed
see,
success?
yeah. You see that. You see that across the way, there are some blue coats walking up and down the street of, basically, like, you're on the inner part of the block, they're on the outer part of it. So they're walking parallel to where the buildings are that you are at. So they are a pretty safe distance away right now. They're still very much on this block and in this area, but they're not standing on the corner right outside of the museum like last time. So that is something you are now aware of. Okay, we are gonna...
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna move back to the inside team. So we've got Dinah and the inside team. What's the inside team doing? Shrew, have you gone to search for Glimmer and Mr. Malefic yet?
Oh yeah, like the second that they're not like, Shrew is impatient, so Shrew's gonna like head towards the opening of the storeroom to like open it slightly and peek out to be like, where the fuck are these guys?
Just for the funsies, because there are guards actively, though slowly, walking around during this time, alert, aware, doing their jobs. Give me a prowl roll.
Sounds good. I have 3 in prowl. 165, so that's a 6.
That is a success. So you... Dun, 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 dun. You're like diving and rolling and like doing all the stuff super silently like ninja, and you move into the artifact processing room. You pick that room, I'll say, because there's a bell on the little sign next to the door. It's like painted on there to symbolize like an old artifact that has been here before. So it's the only door with a picture on it.
Can I call for a flashback here to actually maybe assist the situation?
I mean, I got a 6 for this personal thing.
Yeah, that was a success. So a flashback is something that, I mean, you can technically do it at any time, but it's really something that you would do in reaction to a consequence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good thought, though. Since your friend didn't fail, there's really nothing you have to save him from in this case. Unless you had something else in mind and I'm misunderstanding.
It's more so because they can't read, and need to find stuff, but...
Well, I pointed them to the correct room. It's just the only one with a picture on it.
So it worked out.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so the 3 of you are now in this processing room. I'm gonna say now that the 3 of you are here together and looking around. Oops. Move over to slightly different music for you guys. So you are in it's a pretty big room. The other adjoining rooms are pretty small. That storage room you were in was didn't have like a lower ceiling in it like some of the other areas in the building do, for like, you know, height and acoustics and things like that. This has a high ceiling. The storage room you were in was also maybe about half the size of this space. This is about double the size. And there are shelves and glass cases and crates and coffin sarcophagi, big stone statues that look like that are covered in you peek under some sheets that are covering things and you see like stone statues and large structures that are in the process of being restored, paintings, jewelry, all kinds of things, old fossils being dusted, sitting on a table next to, this contraption that has all of these different magnifying lenses to allow you to really look deep into the details. This is what you see in this room, is all of these kinds of things set out. There are no people here. I will say, Glimmer and Mr. Malefic, you did have to pick the lock to get in, but that is no feat for professional heist, thieves like you. So you don't expect any guards to come in here because it was locked when you came into this room. So that is what you see. What do you do?
I've secured the exit.
The roof?
Yes.
And
We
it's
can go through
30
the
enough for
storeroom.
4 of us?
Is Dinah here with you?
Objectively, Dinah is going to leave with us.
Yeah, but the ladder. Listen, I got our way out. Okay. The issue is, I don't know where the thing is, and all of these have words I can't read.
You cannot read?
Glimmer, you didn't tell him that I can't read?
Is it your memory or I? Pretty sure, or maybe mine. I feel like it must have happened at some point in conversation.
They never taught me how to read.
I will teach you how to read later.
It's more like teaching shapes right now.
I didn't see anything that was marked with the shapes of the things that you told. 4, 2, 3. None of them had the thing in the storeroom.
Okay.
You
Good
guys
job.
are taking really long.
Shrew just starts walking around and looking at stuff. Mandy.
Yeah. I guess we were looking around. I'm like deciding if
survey?
yeah. Part of me,
I'm trying to...
I kind of want Glimmer to look at that little thing that you said that like helps, like the magnifying tool that's used to look at the stuff in more detail. So I want her to look at that too. Maybe just kind of thinking about taking it, but
you can tell as you look at this piece of equipment, it looks like it can be condensed into a smaller size. It's made of very fine metals, thick glass. This is expensive equipment. This is something that you could probably turn around and sell, use in your jewelry business in the back
using my
room,
jewelry business.
give to Dinah, who likes to tinker and toy with
Lend
things
to
in her
Dinah.
workshop. There are so many wonderful applications. If you choose to pilfer this, you totally could. It's not huge or anything. It wouldn't be too difficult to carry. You could pick it up and shove it in your bag. I'm not gonna.
Okay, I definitely want to do that then. I was gonna say, is it like bag size? I'm taking it then.
If you're like, I put this statue that's the size of 10 men in my bag, no. That's the answer is no, just like in D&D. But if
Tunes like
Helia could do it,
as far as
but
I know,
mean...
bag of holding doesn't exist in Blades in the Dark. But this thing, you could basically you twist it to condense it down, to kind of condense it all the way into like a more compact form, and you can shove it in your bag and hope for the best if you want.
Yep.
Cool. So you pilfer that.
I would like to once again attune and see if I can just find it this way. Psychotic reticence, something supernatural pops up and shows me the way.
Yes.
That's what I'm here for. That's
Sure.
my my specialty. I'm gonna do it all the time.
Yeah, something you notice when you came into the room that the walls here are stone. So that it could explain why, though you could see things in the ghost field before, the level of distance and the level of interference in the form of actual physical stone in your space limits your ability to see into those other rooms. So now you realize why. Oh, this makes sense. There's too much space between here and here. So yeah, roll me a tune. And we will
Again.
see what you do.
It's a mixed success 5.
A 5, excellent. So essentially, you open yourself to the ghost field, and you can see that there are a few items here that have psychic resonance. There are a few items here that seem to give off some kind of spiritual essence, and there's one item in particular that glows brighter than all of the others. It is in a long, thin box. It is on its own shelf amidst other boxes and items that aren't necessarily in boxes on a big, it's like a wooden and metal shelf. The framework is metal, the shelving is wood, and you walk over to this thing. It's in like this mahogany looking box. Trees are different on this planet. I don't have names for those, so we'll just call it mahogany. Long box, plain. You open it. In the ghost field, you can see it through the box. You open the lid in the reel, and you see this long, you think it's stone material. It is long, rectangular, kind of flat, and has a strange shape on one end. There is something stamped into the metal, but you're not thinking about any of the physical details of this thing. What you are thinking of is the fact that you can feel this vibrating in the ghost field. There is so much energy coming off of this item that you can feel and you can see the wavelengths coming off of this item. It doesn't go out
active?
far, but it's like vibrating spiritually.
Is it active like a possessed object would be, or
Nope.
perhaps an object that contains some spirit? Like, I know what spirit bottles are. I have them.
Yeah.
I bottle spirits all the time.
There's no spirit housed in this item. You would know.
Okay.
I wouldn't even make you roll for that. You would know. But the amount of arcane energy coming off of this thing, though not in a far distance, otherwise you would feel it outside of the building. You can see it goes out maybe like a feet or two out from it. It resonates out that far and seems to fade out from there. It also
And that's our
looks
item?
like it also
Or is
has
this a random item?
No, this is the item.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, you see there's a little placard. You drop your vision into the ghost field when you see this, because you're like, clearly this is it. And you look with your regular eyes at the little placard that says 423. And at that moment, Dinah, you are standing up on the rooftop.
Oh, laying down, but yes.
You're laying down.
Yes.
But you did have to stand up in order to get onto the roof. Did you
Reach
not?
the
Yes.
top, yeah.
So you get up there, you crouch, you lay down, you do whatever it is you're doing. Are you staying still?
At the moment, yes. Waiting for sounds of movement from below.
Okay. So as you are waiting, listening, hoping that everything goes off without a hitch, you hear a quiet whistle through the air. And you know that it is the sound of a silenced rifle as a shot hits you in the arm. You take level 2 harm, shot in arm. And you are now very keenly aware of what is happening. You are not alone. Now, before we go to our break, would you like to resist?
Yes, I would like to resist. I'd like to attempt to, hear that sound just in time to roll.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you want to be aware of this so that you can dodge out of the way at the last minute.
Yeah,
So-
I'm thinking maybe the goal is to lessen the impact as opposed to like fully avoid getting shot, because that seems hard.
Absolutely. So what would happen here is you would roll a resistance roll. This would be prowess. So you would roll 2 die, because that's how many dots you have in that first row.
Okay. So I
under
just click on prowess
Correct, yes.
to do it.
Yep. So you would take 6 stress minus whatever it is you roll. Excellent.
Wait.
That's
Critical
amazing.
It does do something. Okay, that's why I decided to resist.
Yeah.
So I rolled with 2 dice. That's the correct amount, right?
That is the correct amount. Yep. You roll
Okay,
great. So it says in the chat there that you rolled prowess because you clicked on prowess, so you got a 6 and a 4. What this means is you actually got the highest result. You don't take any stress at all. This is a success. This is great.
Oh.
So your resistance roll was a 6. You take the higher of the dice pool here. It tells you this. You suffer 6 stress minus the highest die result. That's 6. That means 0. So you take no stress. I will reduce this down to level 1, arm grazed by bullet. So you would remove shot in arm on level 2 and downgrade it because you resisted.
Great. And then does the clear 1 stress apply here as well?
No, that is only if you get boxcars.
Oh,
yeah,
right. It's not a critical that just does a high success.
Correct.
Thank you.
So the 6 cancels out the stress cost of the resisting. The boxcars is what will remove a stress from your stress tracker if you get a critical. Because you resisted so fucking hard that you are less stressed because of it. That's basically how that works. Dinah, you have just been grazed by a motherfucking bullet. What do you do?
Follow the path. Where'd it come from? Any sign of the shooter?
Yeah, you look in the direction where this bullet came from, and you see a lone individual on the rooftop of one of the taller buildings across the way. So you follow the path of where the angle it must have hit you at, and you look up to this other rooftop. And what you see is let me read his description again. An older, middle-aged man with a scarred face. He has messy hair that is, you can see is gray bordering on white in some places now that he is no longer wearing his hat. You can also see that he has very horrific scarring on his neck, one of which looks like a fresh wound. He is wearing what would amount to like a detective style raincoat. He's wearing dark leathers, dark clothing, and he is now looking down the barrel at you. But you see this man. Now, you were not here when this all happened the other evening, so you do not know that this is the same man that Shrew supposedly killed the other day. And you can see as he kind of scowls at you from across the way and looks down to the alleyway below you, and as a result, you do hear soft footfalls of somebody in the alleyway.
Because I'm laying down, can I peek into the alleyway, without being in further danger?
Well, considering it looks like he has to reload either way, you do have the opportunity to peek. I'll say you can. You look over the edge, and you see, this individual is wearing a cap that hides their hair, so you can't really tell. The features are a little bit tough, because their head is turned away from where you're looking. Smaller frame, androgynous. They have a sword on their back that looks like some kind of short sword. They had a cloak that is now slung over one arm. They seem to be preparing to use this cloak for something. And in their other hand, their free hand, you can see that there is a device strapped to their forearm, their right forearm, as they place their bare hand on the stone near where you've placed the trap. But they don't seem to have noticed the trap that you have set. As they're peeking around the corner, they spot one of the security guards who is completely none the wiser. You didn't scream and the shot was silenced. Peeks around and you watch as this person takes their free hand that was holding the cloak, grabs the cloak and immediately wraps it around this person and shrouds them in shadow. You listen as this person struggles and slowly stops because they have suffocated. And as the person starts to fall limp, falling unconscious, they let them go and let them fall unconscious on the ground, not dead. As they move to the back door. That's what you see.
Okay, so armed with information and worries about being shot again, Dinah's gonna attempt to make her way into the roof hatch, and gain some cover from this shooter.
Yeah, you absolutely do that. No roll required. You do make it to the hatch and inside the crawl space. You see the same thing that Shrew saw. It's gross. It's cramped in here. It is, you have enough space to move around though, but it is a little tight in here.
I'm gonna say Dinah is used to this, having crawled through every part of a ship, every part of its bowels in her time. So she is just trying to stay close to the hatch, but listen out for where the others might be, should any noises arise.
Excellent. Okay, so you are making your way, hopefully to find your friends, or at the very least get out of the line of fire. We are going to back over to the inside crew. The three of you have located the item that you need. So far, the guards in this building are completely none the wiser. This is going great, as far as you guys can tell. And then you hear tink. And you look. And you can see that through the only window in this room, which are the high up vent, the ventilation type windows that don't let sunlight in really well, but it can let air out. You see through this narrow glass, there is a hole in the glass now. And there is a hole in the ground, the wooden ground, or the wooden floor, rather, next to you. Shrew. That looks like a bullet hole, buddy.
Knew that man was not human. I take the thing, the item, and I put the item in my pants. I'm a man. I have man pockets. They go up to my fucking calves, don't they? Man pockets. That's what I have.
I like this look for you.
I didn't know I was muted, and I wondered if that's why Aki was vamping
Choking.
so hard.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Shrew looks at it, and with the most, there's no joke, there's no laughter. Shrew just screws up their face in a very annoyed look, and is just like, exit now. And moves towards the door of the antiquity room, artifact processing room, to make sure to lead them to the storeroom where we can jump up into the ceiling.
Okay, so you're moving into the storage room.
Yes, I'm leading these two into the storage room.
Okay. Now we have options here. You can do a group roll for prowl because you are moving quickly, or you can individually prowl, or if you can argue for another skill to sneak quickly from this room to the storage room. I am willing to hear arguments.
With these three, with us just being 3 people, I am willing to do a group roll and lead for prowl.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
I mean, True for once is being serious and is like, we need to leave now.
Yeah. So
we all roll, and we're using my roll. But if anyone has a complete fail, I get stress, right?
Mm-hmm. So ideally, you would roll first, and then the others can roll. All of you roll prowl. You can choose to push yourselves or not. It is not required ever, unless I call for it, which I can't imagine. So.
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled a 4, 5, 6. It's beautiful. I succeed.
Okay, so
on leading the crew.
Okay, 6 for sure.
I got 6.
I would like to push myself, but can you remind me how to do that with the dice on roll 20?
You would add a bonus die and then manually add the 2 stress onto your sheet.
The
Single bonus
third
die.
pop-up. The third pop-up in your options when you click a roll is the bonus die.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, I'll mark a stress for that.
Yes, you would mark 1 stress for that. Okay.
So I take 2 stress for that, correct? For my for pushing myself.
Put yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
stress.
for pushing yourself. Yes, you would take 2.
Thank you.
Okay. You do
I
succeed, however. So that you do have that. And actually, hold on. Do you guys have a thing that has it count as a crit when it's a group?
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, I don't think we have that actually.
No, that's a different.
No,
I'm
not
sorry.
yet.
I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
No, we do have something called synchronize. We have not unlocked it yet. If you're thinking
Correct.
about group rolls with
Right.
multiple 6s,
Yes.
That
we
is-
don't have
we-
that yet.
that is a future thing.
I'm thinking
Oh,
about
yeah.
Ignite Recall. Ignore me. We'll edit that part out. Okay, cool. So yes, you do succeed. And yes, Shrew. I keep wanting to say the Shrew because it says the Shrew on your character sheet.
I'll
Shrew,
edit that for you.
Shrew, you lead your
Yeah,
friends.
do you mind
very
if I
quickly into the other
do
room.
it?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, so like Shrew sort of like opens the door just enough to like stick like look out in the dark with like their dark sight goggles, and then immediately open the door and briskly like they grab Glimmer's hand, and Glimmer, you'll notice that for this job Shrew has actually washed their hands. So this is a clean hand that you are holding.
There's relief.
Yeah,
Wash it
and
over.
I feel like, and it's just very much like a quick and silent walk across to where the storeroom is, and then like as soon as Mr. Malefic is through, Shrew just shuts the storeroom door, and it just in a way that it's just like so soft, quiet, but swift. And then just points upwards and is just like, "That's the way out."
I have a question. The bullet came from a window, yes?
Correct.
A window that was high or a window that was
It was high.
regular person level?
High up.
High?
Mhm.
Okay. Then Mr. Bolevic will kind of point out and go, "You don't think that the shooter might be up?
Okay.
I don't want to get shot."
But didn't you say that Dinah is up?
So all 4 of us go up and become 4 targets to get shot.
Okay. Dad, what do you want to do?
We have 2 other exits.
While the three of you are standing in this room debating, Mr. Malevic, you unfortunately see at the last minute the ripple in the air of someone who is hidden in the ghost field that you would recognize as a person's face emerges from the ghost field, falling off of them, kind of like sparks coming off of fire when something hits a log that is lit. As the sparks fall down and this person solidifies in the room, they draw a blade and go to slash at you. What do you do?
I yell, "Not human, not human!"
yell?
And I,
Okay.
to the group, because I see this and I have a fine lightning hook. The fine lightning hook is defined as a 2-handed item that is collapsible. However, it has a circle on it that kind of acts as a way for me to grab ghosts. It is still made out of metal and collapsible. I wish to take that out and parry.
Okay. You unfortunately you did say that you yelled, so you have alerted the guards in the building as of now. The walls are not so thick in this place that they would not hear you yelling. So that does happen. You do pull out this hook, and you attempt to parry as they go to hit you with a blade, and you realize in that moment, this person is very much physical. They knock your blade aside and go to, not that they go to, they slash at you. I will allow you to roll since you are, you're kind of engaging in combat with this person, in blade play with this person. So what would you like to roll to fend off?
Unfortunately, I do think that I cannot argue, at least right now, for something like finesse, because that's sleight of hand.
Would you say...
I guess that has to be skirmish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would you say that your fine lightning hook is a lightweight item?
It is.
Okay. Is that not an argument for finesse? I'm gonna say you can roll finesse.
I mean, if
like.
you'll allow it, because
I'll allow it.
finesse is not defined at all by that. But if you'll allow it, I'll allow it.
Yeah. Subtle misdirection, sleight of hand. I would say
Okay, cool.
fighting with a knife is very much like that, unless you're just blindly stabbing someone, then that would be skirmish. But you have intent. You have a target.
I'm gonna push myself on the very specifics of I don't want to lose this item.
Okay.
So it's like I rather fall to the ground than lose this item is what I'm saying. 5.
A 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he you block his move. I give you that opportunity because you would have seen, you were just looking in the ghost field, so seeing this person step out of the ghost field was easy for you. So you do block off that attack. They do back up a little bit. You can see this person is hooded. They're wearing a mask over their face that is painted like the mouth of some kind of like demon or animal with like sharp teeth and spikes coming off of it and all of this. You can see very faintly eyes in shadow amidst very dark hair that's kind of in their face a little bit. Slight figure, possibly a woman, cloak that is obscuring the figure. As you fend this person off, they look at you and you can see that their eyes, very much like glimmers, look animalistic in the dark. And you hear them say in kind of like a purposefully trying to sound lower than they actually speak. Give me the artifact and nobody gets hurt. Unless you want to die tonight, you better hand it over.
I would like to use compel,
Okay.
which is an attune roll, so I may force a nearby ghost to appear.
Okay. Yeah.
I have the fine lightning hook in my hands actively, so I believe that adds to what I'm allowed to do. I'm also wearing the fine spirit mask, but I don't think it stacks like that.
Let me double check. I'm gonna go into Whisper. The fine lightning hook, for the folks at home, a long two-handed pole with a loop of heavy wire at the end connected to an electroplasmic capacitor, suitable for grappling a spirit and dragging it into a spirit bottle. This custom-made hook collapses into a compact form, thus reducing its load to 1, even though it's two-handed. The spirit mask, conversely, or additionally I should say, an arcane item that allows the trained user to see supernatural energies in great detail, hence why I gave you what I gave you. Also affords some measure of protection against ghostly possession. Each spirit mask is unique. You have already described what yours look like. It is strange and disturbing to see. It takes 1 load. It does not give you a bonus. It gives you protection against ghostly possession.
I know, but fine items do give what is it?
Do they?
Yes, I put it in our chat for quality of tier, which is why fine items, they give a +1 bonus and whatever, and sometimes can be used when you use it like this. But I'm asking if I can use it like this.
Fine items. What page is it on? So it makes it. It increases your tier. It does not increase the number of die in your pool or anything like that. It increases what tier I consider you when you roll. So since you are tier 0, I could have it consider you tier 1, because it would count as +1 bonus in quality, stacking with the tier that is 0. So I suppose it would consider you as tier 1 during the course of this engagement, this roll, this score. So I would say, yeah, I would consider you specifically, Mr. Malefic, tier 1 right now.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, I rolled a 6 on the attune. Okay. I'm using compel specifically, though. Mm-hmm. And right now, I wish to summon the ghost and terrify this person.
Okay. So you reach into... What does it look like when you reach into the spirit field?
Okay, so one, the fine lightning hook, I like to think, because it's collapsible, it more so when it's like fully out, I think it looks like Nico Minoru's Staff of One, which is a large metal rod with a symmetrical circle in the middle. And I think because I was holding it like I was parrying, I simply spin the thing right round, and by doing so, I was able to grab like a flicker of a ghost, and that alone is enough for me to pull it from wherever it was to show up in front of me. I wish to say that in position wise, I'm in front of the other two because the person attacked me. So I'm hoping that this ghost does the terrify and makes this person scared and irrational and maybe loud, and you can go do that. I can still command it to do something, though. I guess commanding it to terrify would make sense.
Is that the word? I think you give them a single. Oh, they obey a command. You force a nearby ghost to appear and obey a command that you give it.
Okay.
So yes, you can tell it to terrify that person, scare that person away, chase that person. But it can only be one thing. You tell it to do one thing. That's it. Not a complex command, but a single task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess then get her away. Yeah.
Okay. Just leave this here because I feel like I'm gonna need this again very shortly. So you compel this ghost. The command is what precisely?
Oh shit, what the fuck did I just say?
You said get her away.
Get her away. There you go.
Okay. So you tell that ghost, get her away. You watch as this ghost does indeed go after this person. It morphs into this horrific kind of visage that has this person kind of backing up until they remember themselves. Now, what was your roll on the attune again? 5?
6.
It was a 6? Okay. Well, would not make sense for them not to have a spirit bane charm. You do get them away from you, so you achieved what you wanted, but they don't go very far before they take out the spirit bane charm. However, they do recognize that they are outnumbered here, and they are backing away because the guards, who have been alerted by your shouting, are alerted. What was that? Did you hear that? And they are moving in the direction of the space, and you hear this strange person with animal eyes go, shit.
Mandy.
Yes.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Shrew's gonna risk life and limb getting between this spirit and this person. I want to steal that spirit bane charm right from their fingers.
Okay, that would be finesse. I would
got
say you're still in a risky position, and I would say this is limited effect because you are dealing with somebody who is very skilled like yourself.
Cool. All right.
And they are a higher tier than y'all.
Gotcha. Does that mean that I lose a die because it's limited, or
no?
Am I still
So
rolling
when you
2?
go through and do the finesse roll, when you go to swipe from their hand, it should give you the option to say risky, limited.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll do it through here, and I'm also going to push myself.
Okay.
For the extra die.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a 6.
Yeah, you got a 6.
And
you
I
snatch
will. Yeah, and then the devil's footsteps.
Mhm.
I want to immediately scramble up into the roof, into the service hatch. Oh, sorry.
Ah.
What?
Which I would like to say Dinah has just opened because she was listening for the sounds of people coming and heard a yell from Mr. Malefic. So as
Perfect.
Shrew comes up, that
Mhm.
pops open with Dinah.
Perfect.
Because devil's footsteps, I get to perform a feat of athletics that verges on superhuman. So, just like in what, like it reaches out just like a little snatch, a little laugh, and then up, as if like I was spring loaded, like into the ceiling.
In the open hole that just appears above you without you doing anything.
Exactly.
Boing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in my head, I think Shrew left that hatch open 4 down and probably, but yeah. Like, yeah, Shrew just hops on up there, makes it so this person cannot resist this ghost, and sort of winks at Dinah. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, we're getting shot at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
They-
gonna
they shot
say.
us too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what Glimmer is doing during all of this.
Yeah, I mean, watching in horror. But in general, I would like to know if I could figure out a way out. That's like maybe, since the top, Dinah says that we're getting shot at from above. We also determined that through the window we're getting shot at from outside, still from above.
Mhm.
Roof still seems unsafe. Could I say that I know another way out and potentially do so with a flashback if needed? Because I have something prepared for that, or
So you're wanting to find another way out.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you want to have found another way out. What kind of way out do you want? What are you looking for?
So the scenario that I like had in mind is like a pathway that might be like even further down instead of it being like up and out or like out of the back door, the front door, that maybe there's a down and out somewhere. And I'm suggesting that because I have a whole thing with a flashback where she had gone as Estelle like a day before and spoke to somebody.
And that matches one of our crew upgrades, just saying.
Oh, nice. Yeah, great. Thank you. But I was going to use the bottle of whiskey that I have and also just try to speak with a security guard, just as Estelle von Breda, and ask her, or ask, the guard, of their favorite things that they've experienced, just kind of little socialite things, and get a little flirty with it. Maybe just be like, why don't you give me a little like private tour and see any like little nooks and crannies that we might see that are not available to the public potentially, or even super duper employees that bring
Yeah.
in artifacts.
Yeah, I would say. So for the flashback, you are wanting to see some kind of secret way out.
Mhm.
I would say this matches up with your underground maps and passkeys. So I would say, because you went there and utilized your cover identity in order
Mhm.
to gain access, I would say that this is a 2-stress flashback in order for you to have been given access in order to locate a secret basement exit.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay. So mark the 2-stress. You are aware that there was a recent addition that is not in the blueprints in public record yet because it just got put in. a sub-basement level that was added to this building probably within the last 6 months or so. And you know that a lot of basements of buildings like this connect to the secret passageways that you and your crew have access to as a result of your underground maps and passkeys upgrade. So you are aware that that exists as a result of your flashback. So we'll say that this is knowledge that everyone can operate with in whatever manner they wish moving forward.
Beautiful. And are we saying it's in this room, or do I decide where that goes? I want to know how much freedom I got here.
We'll say it's in the storage.
As a suggestion, it's as far away from that wall as possible.
Yes. With that noted.
It actually would be away from that wall regardless because of the side of the building that everything is on. I would say having it in the storage room makes sense because it's additional storage for the museum. So, yes, there is it's kind of like, you know how like there's like the storm doors outside, you know what I'm talking about? Where you can go underground into like where it's not like a finished basement. It's kind of like that, but it's indoors instead of outdoors. So there are doors you can open and stairs that lead down.
Perfect.
Is that the method of egress you are taking?
I would suggest so.
Do you
Guys, I know
say
where we are.
that to your compatriots knowing that there's an
Yes.
enemy in the room?
Oh, well, enemy in the room, maybe not. I thought they were out with the...
They're
Yeah,
still
go
in the
see.
room with you.
Damn it. Okay, great. So, Glimmer is just gonna say, I know a way out, we just need them out of here. Away from us.
Okay.
I have a question. Had we
Yeah.
established that we thought guards were already on the way, so time is of the essence?
Yep, they're already on the way. So you're making your move now as the footsteps are getting closer to the door.
Great. Then Dinah, because she was up listening and crawling towards, she used the opportunity to pull out her pistol that is in her gear and try to shoot that person. Just like no
Damn.
hesitation, just bang from above.
Bam. Okay. Oh, damn.
Just like
Okay.
she was part of a raiding party, you know?
Which person?
The person who's in the room with us who
Gotcha. I thought you were shooting a guard as you were like crawling.
No, there's no one in here yet. We're
Fair.
all in the same room.
Yes, I believe that this is Rick? No.
Can I make an
Honestly,
argument for
yes.
Finesse
Yes.
to say that she was basically preparing her moment, and as Shrew jumped out of the way, that was her time to be like, bang.
Yeah, I feel like a close range shot for a pistol makes more sense for Finesse. I'll double check that later, but for now we'll call it Finesse.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair.
So we're gonna
You're
hope
also,
for the
you
best.
also have the high
here.
ground.
That's
I would
right,
say
Annabelle.
it's risky position the way everything else is,
Okay.
and I would say to great effect. Because you're
Roll a 6,
shooting a
girl.
blicky.
Nah, I rolled a 4, but that's not too bad.
Well, you do hit them, and they do cry out. You hit them in the shoulder. You're aiming for center mass. You got a little off kilter there, maybe because of the angle.
I'm upside down.
Yeah, you're upside down. Whatever excuse you want to give. You hit them in the shoulder, and they cry out, and they're holding their shoulder, bleeding. And you hear from the other room. The guards are running now to exactly where you all are, and they burst through the door as this person is bleeding. But what they don't see, that some of you see, is Shrew. You see the man that you killed. Glowing green eyes burning in the darkness as he grabs both of these guards and smashes their heads together, crushing their skulls. Like just gore everywhere. Just all over the walls, all over the floor, no care, and you hear the distant peal of a bell once, twice, and you remember in this moment that when you thought you killed this man on the rooftop, you didn't hear a bell.
I'm out. Guys, I'm out. I hear the bell, I'm out. Where is it? Where, Glimmer?
Gong.
Shit.
Gong. You know it is time to fucking do a leave right now, because the spirit wardens are gonna show up any minute. The time has begun for getting the fuck out. What do you do next? Are you running for the downstairs, or are you
You're
running
muted,
upstairs? You have
Maddie,
to make a
if you're
decision
talking.
right now. Dinah, where are you going? Up or down?
Down, because we had discussed that was our alternative exit.
True, where are you going? Up or
and-
down?
Shiru's already up in the ceiling, and in that brief moment is like, this guy's gonna follow me and not them, and I don't have the object, and we need to get paid for this job. So Shiru's gonna go up.
Okay. Dinah's down, Shrew is up, Glimmer and Mr. Malefic. I assume you are both going down, because you were already right there. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yes.
Can I do my down activity? Which is, as we begin to run down, Dinah is patting the pockets in her coat. She's going, fuck, wait. And after a moment, she figures out which one the detonator is in to blow out that wall.
Roll me that wreck, baby!
May I use fine wrecking tools for this activity?
Absolutely. So we'll say
Just-
this is a controlled position with great effect. Because you are an expert demolitioner. I will never take that from you.
Right? And is this would be the time to push myself. I think that seems fair. So I'm going to add my 1 and take my 2. Oof. That is a rough 3.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, you don't take stress because you haven't gotten snake eyes or anything, so that's good. We'll get to what that is right now. What is Dinah's reaction when you hit the kill switch and nothing happens? And you wait for a second and you think, fuck, did I not do this right? And then you do hear an explosion, but it's not as big as you expected.
She starts swearing like a sailor and hitting the detonator as if it's going to do something different now that it's already been used.
Okay. Explosion has happened, and we'll see what happens with the other scoundrels in the area with that. So, those of you who are team basement, are we all running, or is anybody doing anything different? Are you barring the door behind you? What are you doing?
I think it'd be worth to bar the door behind us and then bolt, personally.
Okay, what are you using to bar the door? Do you have like a crowbar, something like that?
Would that count as our free low defrigging? Because crowbar thingy, something like that?
I'm feeding you ideas because some of you are newer. Yes, you would. You could say you have that as one of your free slots.
Then yes, definitely using that.
Okay.
Barring the door.
Glimmer gets out from the gear bag, crowbar, slides it in, and you guys are bolting. Yeah, you're not waiting around. You're leaving.
No.
Okay, you're doing a leave. We're gonna go to Shrew. Shrew, you are up in the crawl space, and you hear behind you, completely unfazed by their companion getting shot, by the other wall exploding, and now from beyond and outside you can hear people outside shouting, people just in the streets, bystanders, blue coats, because they've just heard an explosion that you also have just heard. It rocked the building a little bit. It wasn't as big as you were expecting. You were expecting a whole wall to come down. That did not happen. Maybe the corner of the building has like a hole in it. pretty decent size hole, a person size hole, maybe. But you hear, amidst all of this cacophony and the sound of wreckage as the building stones are falling and some glass has shattered as a result of the aftershocks of the explosion, you hear, "You can never run far enough from me." And you see little pinpricks of green glowing light in the crawl space in front of you, to the side of you, as these strange spiritual hands start emerging from the wood, reaching for you, clawing at you. And it actually does claw you physically. You take level 2 harm, spiritual rendering.
Okay, can I wield the Spirit Bane charm that I just stole from this person's friend to like try and like? Well, no, I think that'll be resolved. I mean, straight up, Shrew is like running as fast, like across these slats, like completely balanced as fast as they can. So
yeah. So if you don't have any dice, I think what it does, if you don't have dice in resolve,
I know it roll 2 and take the lowest.
Yes, correct. So you're wanting to use the Spirit Bane charm to just negate it altogether? Is that, I'm trying to understand what
I'm asking if that's possible.
Okay. So Spirit Bane charms are for repelling a ghost.
Okay. And this guy is acting like a ghost.
Attacked by, you are, yes. So you are, what you are being attacked by is not directly a ghost, it is an ability.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, never mind. I think Shrew is just trying to use their agility and athletics to like get the fuck out of there.
You can just book it. You don't have to face him. You don't have to resist. You don't have to fight. You can just leave. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like. Shrew doesn't care because Shrew doesn't have the artifact.
Okay.
Shrew's just trying to leave.
Okay, so I'm gonna need I don't want to call it a group.
You said
roll.
spiritually rendered?
Spiritually rendered. I think as everybody escapes, we'll say, let's see. I'm trying to think. I'll take prowl rolls from everyone. This is not a group roll, so nobody is taking all of the burden of stress on themselves. I will add up your successes. Whoever rolls the highest, essentially, it's a group roll without the stress, unless you roll badly.
I rolled badly.
Oh boy. Okay.
I rolled a 1 because I have 0 dice.
Gotcha.
I'm pushing myself, and thankfully I got a 6.
Excellent. So Dinah got a 1. Glimmer got a 4. Shrew, what did you get?
I got a 5.
A 5 and a
on 2 dice.
What did you say you got from Mr. Malefic? A 6? On
6.
your prowl? Okay.
Yes. And I took on stress.
Okay. So we've got 1 success in the group. So that is 1 more tick on the escape clock. You are not far off because you guys planned really, really well. You only have 1 tick left in order to escape. You are running. I am going to roll fortune because as a result of, well, now there's 2 dead guards. Actually, now there's a third. So you hear another bong as the one that was in the alleyway is killed by the explosion that happened. And now the blue codes are alerted. That is half full. Thankfully, most of you are getting pretty far away that this will likely not be an issue unless you roll real bad. Now, the problem is here, those of you who are in the tunnels, you're safe.
Does that mean underground people?
Yep, the person I need to talk to is Shrew. So we're actually going to change views for the first time because we haven't, I keep forgetting, but also the group view seems to make the most sense a lot of the time. So welcome, you're the first one on the big screen here. We will say Where are you? After you get out onto the roof, what are you doing? Where are you going from here? Are you running through alleyways, running through the street, rooftops? How are you approaching this to get back to the hideout?
I'm doing rooftops.
Rooftops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm not even gonna make you roll for that, to be completely honest. Your prowl is incredible, and running on rooftops is your thing. So I'm gonna say you're running along. Let me roll a little something here. I want to see if something is true or not true, so I'm rolling a fortune roll for myself to make it more fair. Okay, it is not true. You seem to not have a tail. The man with the green eyes is not following you actively right now. He also didn't seem to be climbing up after you into the crawl space. He told you could not escape, and that was it.
Yeah.
You hear...
I don't think Shrew's even afraid. I think Shrew's just like, honestly, excited.
Yeah.
They have a thrill, even though this guy was angry, even though this guy lived, he still couldn't catch me. And for Shrew, that's just inflating their ego.
Something...
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, just they knew that they made the right decision by not following their crew. They knew that even no matter how angry that they get at them, that they are the ones that help them escape. So no matter how mad Mr. Malefic gets, Shrew's like in their own head about their ego right now. They're like, I'm the best thief ever.
You are thinking that because, frankly, right now, it's true. Nobody saw you except for him. The guards didn't see you. The bluecoats didn't see you. You're scot-free right now. Scot-free right now. But what maybe takes the edge off a little bit, did you think about what he looked like? It's in your mind's eye. You're thinking about what happened. Like, I stabbed this man. I killed this guy. I slit his fucking throat. And you saw that. The gash in his neck, he should be dead. That's a corpse. That is a moving, talking corpse. And as you give that thought, because that is something that can happen in Doskvol, you see a chilling sight. One that even you hate to see. Crows. 3 of them flying over the street. More moving towards the block that you are leaving. Each with their own little quirks. Some of them have eyes that you can see from far away. Some of them have just a strange something about them. They don't seem like real birds. They seem like spirits. Flying. Cutting through the air like blades. Leading, the spirit wardens to the site of the deaths. Because you know that despite people dying every day and hearing those bells every day, depending on where you are and how close you are to where it happens, someone dies, a bell rings. And that means the crows are looking for bodies to lead their spirit warden masters to prevent the creation of ghosts, to prevent feral ghosts from terrorizing the living, because that is what reality is in Doskvol, and that is what you realize as you escape.
Yeah, I think Shrew just says, the bell! And just, again, their mood drops as they realize that they didn't notice that when Nem and them were fighting. And yeah, they just focus on getting back to the hideout.
And you all, eventually, in your own ways, with whatever level of wounds you have or don't have, fear struck into your hearts, but successful despite the noise. You have the artifact, and you have returned to your hideout. And here, we will now move into the next phase of play. So, we have completed the score. You did the thing. Your first score, your first real score, you did it. Kick ass. Yay. Now, we have some things to resolve as we move out of the score and into the downtime phase. We are pretty close to the end here, so how about this? We will do the less fun bits before we end for the night to give you something to think about, as for our next session, we will start with downtime. Okay, so when we talk about downtime in the downtime chapter, we do stuff in order. Downtime is divided into 4 parts, which are resolved in order. Payoff. The crew receives their rewards from a successfully completed score, so I'm about to pay you. Heat. The crew accumulates suspicion and attention from the law and powers that be in the city as a result of their last score. That is something we will talk about. Entanglements. The crew faces trouble from rival factions, the law, and the haunted city itself. And then you get to do the fun stuff, the downtime activities. Yeah, are we shouting into the void? Are we screaming into the void?
Yeah, I'm going to who was that undead bitch? And their crew, because I assume that's the rival situation.
Yes. That might be something you want to gather information about.
Yeah, Fitz, who the fuck else is going after this artifact?
So we'll talk about payoff. So you already have an agreed upon amount that you would be given by Fitz. So we will, we can probably make that a scene. So you already know how much you're being paid. We've checked that box. It's already been established. You do this job, you get a certain amount. So that amount for you all is a total of 6 coin for the crew. You can give that to yourselves in, like, each of you can have one, and then one for the coffers, or however you want to divvy
I think
it
that's
up.
what we had suggested in
Okay.
the last session.
Okay, so then what we'll do is each of you add a single coin to your inventory, and I will add a single coin to the crew coffers. So you now have a total of 3 coin in the crew coffers. Because you started with 2.
I just had to make sure I added it to the actual coin slot and not the stash coin slot.
Yes.
Because roll
Stash
20 is a little bit confusing. It should be red.
Yes.
In case anyone else had what I just had.
So there is that. So, for heat, we did talk about this in the beginning, so I'm not going to read the description again. Well, unfortunately, this is a job that generated quite a lot of heat. Very unfortunate indeed. So, I would not call this contained, despite the fact that you were not seen. Super not contained. It started that way, didn't end that way. I wouldn't call this standard exposure. In fact, I would call it high exposure, which is 4 heat. And then we would add 2 heat, so a total of 6 heat, because killing was involved. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 more, because you're dealing with a rival faction. You now are almost at the top of your heat level. And this is why we do this ahead of downtime, because during downtime, you will have the opportunity to reduce the amount of heat. Okay, so for heat, is what we would call loud, chaotic, high exposure. 6 heat is wild and devastating exposure. Those are the base levels that you would give for a job, and then you would add or even subtract, depending on if there are like major advantages, the amount of heat based on what have you. So that's why you have as much as you have, the base of 4 plus 2 for killing plus another one for the rival faction. So lots. Yeah, unfortunately that other crew fucked everything up for you guys, and you do not have any wanted levels yet, to be clear. If you fill this heat tracker, you gain a wanted level. So you're not there yet. You have a chance to reduce this to make it easier for you to move around the city, because the more heat you have, the more attention is on you. So there's that. Okay, so that's payoff, heat, and now let's talk entanglements. So you guys are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heat. 8 out of the 9 tracker. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll a fortune roll, essentially, or an entanglement roll, to see what happens to y'all. Oh boy. Okay. Well, the result of this entanglement you will learn at the beginning of next session. Yep. This one's I'm gonna keep behind the screen. So there is that. Okay. And I think that is a good place to call it for the night. And so we zoom in on another dreary night in Doskvol. But the place that we step into this evening isn't dreary at all. In fact, it is bright and warm and raucous. The camera pans down to the dilapidated sign for the Broken Anchor, a favored tavern of Anemone in the dock ward of Doskvol. Anemone, what are you doing this evening?
Just what she does every evening, I think, when there's nothing pressing. Spending time, getting gossip, getting drinks, just into the community here.
And you fit in very well here. You are, in fact, beloved in this establishment for the amount of time that you spend here. The bartenders, the other patrons, some of them nod to you in recognition of your work, your reputation, whether past or present. And you find yourself, I assume, sitting at one of your favorite seats at the bar on your own end, taking up that end space because it belongs to you, frankly. There are a variety of people here, sailors and such, but there is one individual here that you are hoping will show up and who might have information for you. This is an individual known as Zamira. Zamira is a blue coat, but not your average blue coat. Word amongst the docks are, if you want to know what the blue coats are hiding, Zamira might be the right one to pay off. So we'll say one night you're sitting in the Broken Anchor, hoping to find information from this Zamira, this crooked blue coat, who is known to leak information for a price. This night, you are having a drink and waiting for rumors, trying to see if you can get a little something started into this investigation. And before long, into the evening, a Skovlander woman walks in. She's got blonde hair, pulled back into kind of a loose braid. She's wearing common clothes, but the distinctive scar on the side of her face that runs from hairline down to jaw is the marker you are looking for. You know that this individual is Zamira. She walks in and sits probably in the middle of the bar space, so not too far from you, but not next to you.
I think it's obvious, probably. Is Ruby attending bar again tonight?
Yeah, Ruby is here.
Yeah, I think it's probably obvious to her, at least, that I've been waiting for someone. I mean, I'm participating in the revelry, but there's an eye out. And so I think that as this new woman walks in, Anemone makes eye contact with Ruby, and a drink sort of slides across the bar to her before I even make my way to the bar stool next to her.
Ruby catches your eye, and since she's the one who told you about what's going on, very easily catches your drift, slides that drink over before Zamira even has a chance to order. And as you sit down in the seat next to her, she glances at you and picks up the drink. I suppose I have you to thank for this.
Nem smiles. What is Samira wearing? Is she dressed like a... or...
She is not dressed like a blue coat. She looks like common clothes, but Her hair, which is not very common in Doskvol, she's very clearly Scotlander, and that big scar, you knew what to look for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, there's no reason to start off hard here. So Nem will just say, "'Tis. I mean, you're a new face around here to me."
Well, cheers then, I suppose. And just kind of sips a little bit, sets it down. And what is your name?
You can call me Nem.
Nem. People around here call me Zamira.
And what brings a beautiful woman like you to a place like this?
Ah, so you're hitting on me. This isn't a business transaction.
I don't see the need to differentiate.
I don't either. Take a sip. Anemone, what can I help you with?
I think Nem gestures for a drink for herself now and will sort of take a sip of it. I'm interested about the maelstrom.
A brow quirks up at this. And where did you hear about the maelstrom?
Shrugs broadly. Oh, word around the docks gets around. You know how it is.
Yes, well, giant demons and destroyed electroplasm, that kind of thing, can't be contained, can it?
Hard to cover up.
Extremely. If you are wanting information about the maelstrom, then you're going to need to give me more than a drink, beautiful.
And what is it that you're looking for tonight?
I prefer coin. I expect you know who I am precisely, actually. I've seen you around here. I don't normally come here this time of night, but I am a regular too, you know.
Nem, I think, sighs and smiles at her and will just say, "Well, I'm sorry that I never noticed you before."
That's alright. I try not to come in here in uniform, but everybody knows. She gestures, well, she doesn't even gesture, she kind of glances without moving her head, and you can see that several people in the bar are watching Zamira specifically. And now watching you because you're sitting next to her. And if you want to talk about private things, perhaps this is not the venue. But
Are you inviting me to yours?
maybe not mine, but maybe a place that has less listening ears. She glances to Ruby. And Ruby says, I'm offended. Don't give me that shit. Everybody listens to everything in here.
Ruby is terribly closed-mouthed.
Oh, yes. Truly. A steel trap. I could think for better uses of that mouth, but that's for another day.
Well, where would you like to go, then?
Outside. She downs her drink like it's nothing, and that's hard liquor. She doesn't even flinch, no burn, no nothing, just... and gets up.
Yeah, Nem will follow suit, downing hers. And follow, I think, closely behind, not quite, like, hand on her back, but close.
Yeah. She does put some coins on the counter before she leaves, regardless, for Ruby. And leads you out into, it's not raining tonight, it's more of a breezy night. You can see the dock area from here, and beyond that, the harbor area, the electroplasm fences that protect the city from leviathans overrunning the land here. everybody in Doskvol knows how important these force fields are for human life, really, in this world. Some nations live without electric barriers somehow, but a lot of people tie up this into humanity's very existence. Electroplasm is very important. And beyond the Void Sea, a black, inky, endless ocean that reflects the stars above. And because it is never day in this world, if you get lost at sea, well, you can't tell which way is up and which way is down. Madness of being out on the sea is something you know and have overcome all too well. Ships, cargo ships, moving to and from the dock in their slow way, lapping up against the the stone barrier areas near the tavern, which sits just outside of the proper docking area. And Zamira walks with you towards not towards the dock area per se, but towards an area near the water, where there are no people milling about. She turns to you and says, "All right. You want to know about the maelstrom? I need some money first. Hand it over."
So how does coin work? This is like a group-wide resource, right?
It's group and individual.
Okay.
Actually, I have to put a coin on your... I'll put a coin on your thing. But coin, a single coin in Blades in the Dark is considered... I think it's a month's wages. I'd have to look up the actual definition. A coin is supposed to cover a lot.
Yeah.
Your day-to-day expenses are assumed covered. So if you want to just hand her a bag of coins, you can just give her that and it doesn't take away a coin from your stash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that Nem will reach into her pocket. She left her coat in the bar and is now regretting it, scantily clad as she is, but will pull a little pouch out of her pocket, shake it once, and drop it in Zamira's hands, I think letting her fingers brush against hers.
She definitely looks at you. She's got like these blue-green eyes. Like, she is straight off the boat from Scotland. Why she works here as a blue coat, you'll never know. She looks at you when your fingers brush, and you can tell she's feeling the weight of the pouch and seems satisfied enough and puts it in her pocket. All right. Well, what I can tell you is, well, there's a lot that does not add up about this. This incident with the maelstrom. It is currently in a cordoned off repair dock, which you know is a dry dock. And the bluecoats are still looking into the ship, though I heard that they have had some cleanup. I think they are still checking for residual demonic energy, the evidence of what was taken or what was destroyed. Captain Morston and 40 Leviathan hunters were all slaughtered like it was nothing by this demon. It was definitely a demon, I can tell you that. Even some of the Leviathan blood was destroyed, which is bad. Especially since, well, I'm not a Leviathan hunter. I don't owe any allegiance to them, but have you noticed that there is less and less Leviathan hunts happening? Anyone who watches the docks closely will see the hunts are happening less. I wonder what that
Hard
means.
to find hunters if you have to conscript these days.
Well, it is hard to find people willing to fight otherworldly monsters that live in the sea. The thing that they haven't been able to figure out is how the demon even got onto the ship in the first place, or why it did what it did. Senseless chaos is not unheard of from demons, but it seemed very intentional. No survivors, no witnesses. Didn't even destroy all of the cargo, just some of it.
And what happened to the bodies? Have their identities been verified?
That is still in progress. Some of them were so dismembered that it's a little difficult to figure out. Why, are you looking for someone in particular?
A few.
A few?
The conscripts.
You're looking for conscripts. I see. Well... I don't have access to the ship manifest because I'm not high enough up the chain, but I would say that it would be easy enough to obtain if you went to dry dock when nobody is there.
And people aren't there. It's not under guard.
She, looks at you. You mean to tell me that you can't sneak past a couple of sleepy bluecoats?
Think sort of straightens her back and flexes a little. I mean, sneaking isn't my predominant mode of being, no, but
No, you
I
look
suppose
like you're
that
a
I
good
could.
fighter, though. So, but I digress. Little swim. Get into the dry dock. That would be easy enough. I can't give you the manifest, but I bet it's there. They have a temporary office set up next to the thing.
Do they think that the demon came to them at sea? Or are there suspicions of someone bringing it along?
Both could easily happen. If it is a demon that is water associated, it could have simply teleported onto the ship. Or so they say. I have seen such things with fire demons appear from a candle flame, even in a locked home. But nobody knows what kind of demon it was. Or where it went. I assume it's here in Doskvol, hiding until it can strike again. But
Seems like something that the city should be more worried about.
oh, Lord Strangford is furious. But
Then finding it would be a boon.
finding it would be a boon, but, you know, the charge of the ecstasy of the flesh, blah, blah, blah. Demons are the purest beings, whatever. They control too much in this city. I can't imagine they'll do terribly much. But I'm sure the spirit wardens are interested in what's happening. Though they primarily deal with the human spirits of this world, and I cannot imagine they would not be attracted to this kind of case.
If that's all that you can tell me about the maelstrom and the docks, it seems like our business section of the evening is concluded.
You could say that.
Does that mean you're ready to move on to pleasure?
We could do that. Where do you want to go?
I think that Nem has mostly been staying at the hideout, so absolutely will not bring this woman back there.
Yeah, don't bring a blue coat to your hideout for sure. Love it. I mean, if you want to go to mine, all you have to do is ask. I promise the blue coats won't line up to arrest you for sleeping with me.
I would hope not.
Nah.
It'd make things much
pays
harder for you.
Nah, I do well enough. And you two can banter some more if you like on your way to her place. We can fade to black there if you wish.
Yeah.